Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video on Prize Picks. We've got plays in the NFL Sunday today. And if you guys just take a look at this is exactly what happened to us last NFL Sunday. We almost had a 5 out of 5. The only player that screwed us up actually was Mark Andrews. He only got 2 out of his 3 receptions. And if you guys were watching that game, he literally caught the ball, dropped it, and fumbled it into the opposing team. It was probably the worst play I've ever seen him make, if you don't count that one in the playoffs last year. But anyways, 4 out of 5 is still pretty solid. We still made money on Prize Picks, of course, because we do flex plays when we do these videos. But I got 4 plays in this video. And first up, we're going to talk about how you guys can get completely free VIP. So if you don't know, I give out free plays and VIP plays on my site, windball.com/bam. And you guys can access that right here. Link is also in the description. So everybody should be signing up for the free play. I'm dropping another free play in there. The free play that I gave out for college football Saturday was actually USC versus Michigan over at 56.5 points. I don't have a 0.6, but that game hasn't kicked off. I'm getting this video out early for you guys. So hopefully that one does cash. And I'm also dropping another one of these for NFL Sunday, as well as a ton of VIP picks. If you guys want to get a free VIP, all you have to do is text me at this number right here, and you will get a free month of VIP. So all you need to do is sign up for either Sleeper or Chalkboard with my code BAM, and you will get a free month of VIP. So if you're in any one of these green or purple color states, you will get a free 20 bucks from the app, and you're getting a free Pat Mahomes 0.5 yard discount. So they're playing the Lions on Sunday Night Football. Hopefully none of you guys missed that game. I think it's going to be absolutely electric. The Lions look like the best team in football right now, but the Chiefs always seem to, play well against them. So we will see. Code BAM on any of these sites, Sleeper or Chalkboard. Literally takes you 5 minutes to sign up, and text me at this number proof. I'll hit you guys up with a free month of VIP. Now, let's move into the first play. We're not wasting any more time. We're talking about Justin Fields right here in the early morning game against Denver on the over on passing yards. So Justin Fields has been one of our favorite locks recently. He was actually my lock of the day last week against the Cowboys. I sent that play out to all you guys. Took him on the over in passing and rushing. I think his line was at like 260 pass rush. He ended up getting 283 passing yards alone. I think he ended with over 300 passing and rushing yards. Absolute smash hit of a play, and all you guys took. I think that was like a 4-unit play on the VIP as well, so absolutely smacked that. And we're going to run it again. Justin Fields looks great. I know this Denver defense, especially their pass defense, is very solid. But this is the kind of thing where, like, you look at that, and that's the thing that you hear a lot. But when teams are down against Denver, the only 2 quarterbacks who have not hit their line against Denver have been Cam Ward in his first ever start as a pro. Obviously not a good sample size. And then Jake Browning, who is the first quarterback to get benched this year. Unless you count, I guess Russell Wilson kind of got benched around the same time. But Justin Fields has been outperforming all of those guys. He's had 0 interceptions this year, 7 touchdowns. And everybody who says, oh yeah, those are garbage time minutes, he's just pumping up his stats in garbage time. You guys look at this. All that matters is the stat line at the end of the game, right? Denver is going to be leading in this one. And I mean, I feel like I say this every single time I talk about the Jets because they're just that bad of a team. They're going to run up their stats a ton towards the end of the game because they need to pass the ball, right? Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Justin Fields, all these people. Let's look at what happened last week against Dallas. It was an absolute blowout. Like, before the first half was even over, we knew who the winner was going to be. And then Justin Fields popped off. His stats went crazy. That's exactly what I expect to happen in this game against Denver in London. So that could be a little bit of a unique play there. We're taking the one in the London game. Go ahead, lock it in. Now, let's move into play number 2. We're taking an under right here on Jaylen Warren. So in this case, they're facing, in my opinion, the best defense in all of football, the Cleveland Browns. We usually talk about defenses like the Ravens as the best, but the Ravens are very injured this year, and the Browns look like the best defense in the AFC North, and the best defense in all of football, honestly. If we look at their stats, only one player has hit his rushing and receiving yards line against Cleveland, and that one player was Jahmyr Gibbs, the best running back right now, who has actually only hit it line by like 4 yards, so ridiculously low. He hit his line by 4 yards, and that was in a game where the Lions were actually not playing all that great, right? Against the Browns kept it close for a good solid amount of time. And Derrick Henry went under. Chase Brown went under. Josh Jacobs went under. These are all super solid players. Jordan Mason hit his under as well. Now they face Jaylen Warren, who really is not on anywhere near of the caliber of those players. And Jaylen Warren has been losing several carries to Kenneth Gainwell. And I mean, we thought it was going to be Caleb Johnson. We don't really talk about him anymore. But Kenneth Gainwell has been taking a lot of carries from Jaylen Warren. I think it's going to eat away at his yards. And I think just this defense being solid, as a whole, is going to massively eat away. If we just look at opponent rushing yards allowed, right, against these other teams, look at the Cleveland Browns. They're literally the bottom defensive rank per position, right? They're literally the worst matchup you could ask for, right? So Jalen Warren here on the under, very matchup dependent. I don't hate him as a player, but in this matchup against Cleveland, I think we're gonna be taking a lot of running backs unders when they face Cleveland this year. But going into play number 3, we're looking at the other side where you could really have the best matchup possible. One of the best matchups is taking wide receiver ones against Arizona. So this is the kind of trend that if you really dive deep into the stats, you can find these, misplaced lines. And that's exactly what I do pretty much every single day on this channel and in the Winnable for you guys dropping free plays. But let's talk about this one. The opposing defense, Arizona's defense, is the 31st best defense to wideouts and slots, which basically means they're the second worst defense in the entire league. And Michael Pittman, of course, plays most of his snaps on the wideout, right? 80+%. And if we look at how other players, fared against the Cardinals in the past. And Michael Pittman has been, around this line, right? In a good matchup, maybe he's hitting over. In a bad matchup, maybe one against Denver when he's playing against Pat Surtain, maybe he's hitting the under, right? So, and last week was a little bit weird against the Raiders. It seemed like they threw a lot, but just not in his direction a lot. So very, very weird in that one. But we will see right here. Let's just take a look at how the wide receiver ones been performing when they play against Arizona, right? Saints, Chris Olave hit his over at 54 yards. Panthers, Ted McMillan smashed his over with 100 yards. 49ers, Ricky Pearsall was the over, smashed the over at 117 yards. And then the next week, I don't know why it's not here. Here it is, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 79 yards. So he didn't actually hit his over, but that's because his line was set ridiculously high. He had an insane first 3 weeks. 79 yards would easily clear the over for Michael Pittman. And then just last week, Calvin Ridley, his line was 30 yards. He had 131 yards. So absolutely insane what wide receiver ones are able to do when they face this weak Cardinals defense. It's absolutely nuts. So I like the Colts to actually win in this game. I think that they are the favorites in this one, even though it's a little bit closer than people might think it would be. So I like the Colts a lot, and I like Michael Pittman as well. Now, before I get into my 4th pick, I want to talk to you guys about probably the best way to make free money right now. And it is an app called Onyx Odds. So Onyx Odds is doing a promo code right now where if you guys use code BAM on their site, they're just giving you a free $15. And I'm going to show you this real quick. This is actually the email they sent me. I had to crop out some of it because I can't show who I'm talking with. But this is the email they sent me. They really are giving this only for this weekend. They said, go ahead, promote Onyx Odds, and make sure every single one of your viewers is able to claim their free 15 because you get $15. You don't have to spend a dime, and it's this weekend only. So by the end of Sunday, it's expiring. Make sure you guys get on Onyx Odds. Literally just type in onyxodds.com on your Google or Safari or whatever, and use code BAM when you sign up. They're giving you a free $15 in bonus picks just to sign up, and this is not going to last very long. It literally expires at the end of Sunday, so make sure to lock it in today. Just claim your free 15. Literally, if you turn that $15 into 100, you can pull the 100 out, delete the app, and you just robbed this app, right? So there's absolutely no reason not to do it. Most states actually have Onyx. Let me see if I have a screenshot down here. Most states have Onyx. I don't have the screenshot up right now, but your state should have it. It literally takes you 3 minutes to sign up. Now let's get into pick number 4. We're taking Chase Brown right here. And a lot of people are going to hate on me for this because Chase Brown has been ruining a lot of people's fantasy teams, right? I loved him, taking him in fantasy in the draft. And in a couple of my leagues, I do have him, and he's been an absolute disappointment, right? His rushing yards, he's been terrible, right? But honestly, the whole Bengals team has been terrible. I don't think we can blame Chase Brown alone. And now that Joe Flacco's coming in, he's really a floor raiser, in my opinion. Of course, the ceilings of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins are going to raise as well. But I think he's more of a floor raiser for guys like Chase Brown, right? Things with Jake Browning were literally rock bottom. It was the worst that it could ever be. No quarterback has played that bad like Jake Browning did in the last couple of weeks in like the last 50 years. It was absolutely ridiculous when you look at the stats. They were struggling to get first downs on most drives. If you got like 3 first downs in a row, that felt like a dub, even if they couldn't put points on the board, right? Now with Joe Flacco, they come in very tough matchup, right? Packers coming off a bye, but that's kind of why I like Chase Brown on the over. I'm taking him on the over on receiving yards, right? So if we take him on the over on rushing yards, it's a little risky because we're kind of saying maybe the Bengals are going to be leading by a little bit, and you do not want to be betting against this Packers team, right? We expect the Packers to be leading, and we love Joe Flacco taking his check down option. We've seen Joe Flacco play in the league for like 15 plus years now. We know he loves his check down. So he's coming into a new system right now in the Bengals. We know it's going to be a pass heavy system, whether they're leading, whether they're behind. Chase Brown is a very good pass catching back. And if we look at how have running backs done against the Packers, right? Especially with the receiving yards, right? You might see a lot of red here. You might go, wow, running backs are not doing well hitting the receiving yards prop. Let's look at which of these running backs are actually pass-catching running backs. Javonte Williams, you would not say he's a pass-catching running back, but he still got 15 yards. Miles Sanders, not really. Quinshon Judkins, definitely not. Dylan Sampson, no. Jerome Ford, no. JCM, no. Austin Eckler is a pass catching back. This one I will concede, but this is one of those games I think he actually got injured in this game, so you can't really count that as a full, snap. And this one only played 52% of the snaps, so you can tell he didn't really have all the option that he could. Jahmyr Gibbs hit. David Montgomery hit as well, right? So it's a little bit weird. We don't have that big of a sample size, of course. It's only week 6. But I do like Chase Brown here. I think the Bengals have a get-right spot here, and I don't think they're going to win necessarily. I mean, this Packers team is coming off their bye, and before the bye, they had the tie to the Cowboys. Nobody wants to tie to the Cowboys, especially a top team like the Packers. So the Packers are going to win this game. I do believe that, but the Bengals are going to be playing from behind, just like we said with New York, and Chase Brown is going to hit his prop of receiving yards. So those are my 4 plays: Chase Brown, Michael Pittman, Jalen Warren on the under, and then Justin Fields. Let's try to go for 4-4, and I'll see you guys in the winnable when I drop my free play. See you guys next time.